is Jasmin, and I got pregnant at 14. I remember I went into the clinic and I was like, no, I can't be, because I always had like these, scares that I probably am, but then I ended up not being. And so this time I decided to not do a home pregnancy test. So I decided to just go to the clinic to really ease my scared of whatever. So then I go and they're like, oh, you're pregnant. And I'm like, so I smiled. I'm like, are you 100% sure? And they're like, well, yeah, that's how the test came out. And I'm like, okay, I'm pregnant. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm 14. I'm not even in high school yet. And I got into a really good high school. That's when it came, how do I tell my parents? How am I gonna tell my mom? Are they still gonna love me?
The reality is parenting in general is challenging. And to be a teenage parent on top of that is even more challenging.
My father helped a great deal. He worked 2 jobs. He was a postal worker and a driver for Visiting Nurses Association. And I had the support of my family and friends.
There are definitely some families, that are out there that are willing to come alongside of them and help them along the way so that they can still reach, those goals. And that's very encouraging, but that's not the majority. That is the minority.
And for a statistic to normally, for teen parents, say that the father's never around and his family's never around, they're still around to this day. So they were just as supportive as my family was. My friends were, they'd come around, see her, play with her. My friends were supportive. I had great support.
If a person has enough support and enough dedication, absolutely a person can succeed. Many people have, many people will continue to, but it's not ideal.
Well, Aiden's 2.5 now, and so I had just turned 15 when he was born. So, people are barely getting their first kiss or having their quinceañera, and I'm having my first baby. So at first, I was not accustomed to this living situation, me having to stay home and take care of a child, and I still didn't acknowledge myself to the fact that I am a mother.
In my opinion, one of the biggest levels of support that a teenage need is from their family, their natural support system. And that's the area where we find most teenagers are lacking.
Girl, I was really sick. I was taking my ACTs and I was puking at the same time. I missed a lot of days of school my junior year. My grades stayed up, but by me missing days, it affected my schooling.
I definitely believe that waiting to be a parent is the best thing you need to do for yourself, because I just feel like no one will really take that time to figure out who they are. And teenagers these days, they are so influenced with media, with books, with music, with other people that they interact with at school, in their communities. You don't really take that time for yourself and realize what you're interested in and what you want from yourself, from your own life. And so I feel like I didn't know that.
I wouldn't recommend pregnancy as a teenager for anyone. I'm pro-choice. I didn't believe in abortion before I became pregnant, but I would just recommend that young women wait. It's a big responsibility, and everybody doesn't have the support system that I was fortunate to have.
You young, you in love, you don't think about it. But when it happened to you, it's unreal. So I would just say wrap it up. I'm not gonna say don't have sex, because this generation, everyone's doing it.
I think the only thing that I would really like to stress is that being a teen mom is not, again, it's not the worst possible thing, and it's always surrounded by so much shame, but it's really the truth is that really a lot of people don't have the education that they need, and they don't have access to the contraception that they need. And so there really should not be, in my mind, there shouldn't be as much judgment or stigma of girls who get pregnant. There should actually be more education and more availability of contraception or either abstinence, whatever your political beliefs are. There should be more support for girls and boys, because boys are the ones who get girls pregnant. It's not just girls. There's a lot of emphasis only on the girl, but obviously it takes two people to get pregnant. So there should be some emphasis on boys as well.